Good afternoon. Welcome back to Show Prairie Farm. Well, yesterday morning I woke up and I had an alarm on my phone that said that I needed to check my lionhead bunnies. I bred them about 4 weeks ago, but wasn't for sure of the date, so I decided just to put a deal in the calendar to let me know that I need to start checking them. So I came out and I went ahead and I put nest box in there full of hay, as you can see in this one video, and still no babies. But that don't mean that they're not going to have them. They could just still have them in a couple of days, or I may be a couple of days off. Just because it's 28 days, they could still go 31 days. Okay, this is one of my lionheads that's going to have babies. She's a real pretty blue-eyed. And as you can see, she has started to make her nest inside of her box, but she could also be just eating hay. But I'm pretty sure she's making a nest. She's dragged some out, and she looks like she's even pooping on some of it. She's kind of, that's where she normally poops anyway, and she's dragged hay over there. But she's not like litter box trained or anything. All these are outside. She's got her in her feed bow. But that is a good sign. She's a really good mama, and she always raises all her babies. She's one of my main pretty blue eyes. I'll have hopefully babies here pretty soon, and they'll be available when they're about 6 weeks old. Hey, pretty mama. See those pretty blue eyes? Can we see them pretty blue eyes? You such a pretty girl. This would be Daddy. He is also a blue-eyed. So their babies will have blue eyes. They've always have. Never gotten any other color. He is so pretty. And he's actually, I guess, pretty good to the girls, I guess. But, whoa, look at those blue eyes. Gorgeous. But so far, that's about all that's going on at the moment. Fixing to go work in my garden. Built me a little greenhouse. A temporary one until I can get a bigger one built. But I had some plants that really needed to come out. And they needed to be hardened off. So I can transplant them also. So I just threw together a temporary one. Until, like I said, I get my big one in. Let's see what the munchkins are up to. They always like going over there because they know there's an armadillo over there. And they like trying to chase it out of the fence. And just on the other side of this tree, there's a big old armadillo. And they know that's where he likes to get into. So they'll either chase him into that or they'll chase him out of the fence. It's a pretty good sized little cave there. I really am hoping that's an armadillo and ain't nothing else going to come out at me like a badger or bobcat or anything else. Oh, them crazy dogs. They gotta go into something over there. Oh, that old armadillo. Hopefully it's not like a possum or anything. Sometimes I walk up here to the top of the hill and like to look over my fence. I got 20 acres here. But boy, it sure is a mess. I really do miss having goats sometimes, boy, even though they're just a pain in the butt. I don't know what that is over there. Oh, squirrels playing. Come on, Daisy. Oh, nosy girl's got to come and see what's going on. Okay, so now I'm having an issue with my garden this year. I have an issue with it every year. I never know where I'm going to plant. I always know what I want to plant. I just never know where I'm going to plant. I don't know if I want to do north and south or east and west this year. My garden is 35 by 45. And it's 45 feet wide if I go from north to south. 35 feet wide if I go from east to west. Last year, I planted my plants east and west. I'd kind of like to go north and south this year. I could put more plants in here, and it'd be pretty feasible. Got a new spot for my strawberries, so we went ahead and tilled up where they was. And look at them. That is a non-stop thing. They're always playing like that. But I'm planting like 20 different crops, and I want to get as many plants as planted as possible. Didn't get my greenhouse so far. I got a little temporary one. So I'm going to have to buy plants, unfortunately. Okay, I think I've made a decision. By looking at it, I think I'm going to plant them where they are east and west. So that way I can have more crops. And the rows aren't that bad. They're 35 feet long. There goes the school bus. Got some construction going up the road. They're redoing our road. They're going to blacktop it. And I found out today that I may get some gravel in my driveway. Yay! Win for me. Seen an egg in one of my nest pens earlier. I don't know who's laying it. A bunch of mixed up chickens. I gotta get that egg. Now this is not all in one day. This is what I like to see. I like coming out of here and seeing all that. I think it's all of them. Good job, girls. Thank you for the eggs. I'm fixing to separate. I've got a white leghorn, cream lake bar, a Icelandic, and a Rhode Island red in here. I'm fixing to pull them out, so it'll all be just my whites. I did buy some lettuce plants today. I got 12 of them. I've also got some started. It's now in my temporary greenhouse. And then I'm going to plant some seeds, so I'll have them in 3 different stages. I think today I'm going to go ahead and plant the lettuce. It's not that cold. Lettuce can handle the cold. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and plant some stuff in my garden. And I'll show you that here in a minute. And no, I am not perfect on my rows. I never have claimed to be perfect. Get down, Buttercup. Okay, what I'm planting right now is my onions. These are sets, which means they won't get very big. I mean, you can let them get big, but we use them for green onions, and we also let them get big enough to be regular cooking onions. What I've done, let's see if you can see that here. No. Okay, I planted some lettuce. This is red leaf lettuce. They're about a foot apart, and both ways. The rows are a foot apart, the plants are a foot apart. And yes, I'm going to plant my onions in between them, because they won't take up that much room. And no, like I said, my row is not perfect, but I don't care. It's well they grow is all that matters to me. So as you can tell, right now they're about 2 inches apart, which is fine, because I'm going to use them, some of them for green onions. So as they grow, I will pull like every other one. And that way the others won't compete with each other, and they can get bigger. But for now, this is how I'm going to do it. This works for me. It may not work for everybody, but this works for me. I just dug a trench all the way to that pole. I use yarn instead of string. That's all I've got. And I've still got 15 more to go. And they should fit in this row, because this is a 25-foot row. And at 2 inches apart, I should be able to get 100 plants. And try not to go too far. In between the second fill of lettuce, I'm going to do the little bulbs. And I'll do that all the way to the end. And then the third space between the lettuce, I'm going to do what they call bunching onions, which is technically the same as these, but I'm growing them myself, so that way I will have more to plant. And then again, they're bunching, so they'll be planted in a bunch, unlike these are planted individually, and the bulbs will be planted individually. I'll do the bulbs tomorrow, but you just barely insert them into the ground. They do get big. So let me finish this. Like I said, don't look at my rows. I can barely drive straight. I can sew straight, but I cannot drive straight or run a hole across my garden straight. So, okay, yeah, I got off just a hair. I may go ahead and go back and fix that. It does kind of stick out like a sore thumb, but made it almost to my stake. I kind of ran out. There's not always 50 in there. But I still got more lettuce to plant too, and it'll help me stay on track. But I think that's all I'm going to plant today. I couldn't find my bulbs. I'll have to find them in the morning and come back out here in the morning. Okay, earlier I was telling y'all about my temporary greenhouse. It's just one of those cheap ones that you get from Atwoods. It lost its cover about 2 years ago. Wind blew it, tore it up. I went and bought some more plastic wrap, put around it, put it on my front porch. I think I'm going to attach it to these beams here. It'll work till I get another greenhouse or a bigger greenhouse. Hopefully in another couple weeks I'll get one. And now I just got my plants in here. Here's my onion bunches. It's 72, almost 72 pods of those. And over there I got lavender, I got basil, I got lettuce, I got peppers, banana peppers, bell peppers. They're looking kind of thin. My house don't have very good light. So I thought, well, I'll just put this thing back together and bring them out here. And it seems to be doing pretty good for them today. I'll take them back in the house tonight and then bring them back out tomorrow. Well, I think I'm going to sit down for a bit. I know, it seems like sometimes farm life can be a little boring. But then there's times when, Bandit, it's got to always be up in my bubble the minute I sit down anywhere. Okay, calm down. Okay. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. Here, hop down. Hop down. Okay, all we have is chickens and rabbits in my garden. And all my dogs. But there's still lots of things to do. You know, we still ain't finished my work yet. We still got to feed and water. Got to gather the eggs, whether they be the hatching eggs or the eating eggs. The hatching eggs, I mark on them. The eating eggs, I don't, so I'll know the difference in between them. Just seem like it's pretty boring, but there's times when it could be pretty fun. I've missed videos on some of the fun stuff, watching the dogs play or watching Prissy jump after a gopher. That had been a cool video. Thought I was videotaping it. I was talking to the phone, but didn't get it on tape. It was a photograph the whole time. Photo. But I know the natives are getting pretty restless around here. They're ready to eat, and then I'll be ready to eat. I feel like I've put in a long day. Had to go to town, had a flat, got back here, working in my garden, and now got to feed and water everything. So I guess I'm going to say goodbye until the next video. I'm not sure if you can subscribe yet, but I know a lot of people tell people to subscribe to their videos. I'll try to make it more fun, and I don't think I'm sounding as much of a goofball as I did the first time. And there's Miss Daisy. She's up in everybody's bubble too. Got to be petted and loved on. But anyway, y'all have a good evening. Until next time, see you later.